Coyotes are roaming the streets of Barnstable. We get tips on how to keep your pet safe. And a group of high school students want to curb drug and alcohol use. Plus, our sports intern, Brenna McCoubry, sits down with the assistant coach for the Barnstable High School gymnastics team. These stories and more on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Friday, February 14th, 2014. I'm Sarah Mantle. It is now much easier to apply for a job in the town of Barnstable. This week, the Human Resources Division launched a new online job application portal. To find out the town's open positions, fill out an application and submit your resume. All you need to do is visit town.barnstable.ma.us and click on the Employment tab. Current openings include Administrative Financial Assistant, Certified Range Safety Officer, and several seasonal natural resources positions. Well, it's also time for the annual census. The town's clerk's office has sent out census forms for all Barnstable residents. Don't forget to fill out your form, update any information, and then return it to the clerk's office as soon as possible. Failure to update your census form could result in removal from the town's voting list. Contact town clerk and clerk with any questions. Many residents are spotting coyotes around town. The coyotes may be more active than usual as they are moving into their breeding season. Animal Control Officer Charlie Lewis says while they are really not a threat to humans, they can be very dangerous for small pets. In the last few weeks, Lewis has reported pet injuries in several areas of town.
In the Barnstable Village area, we've seen uptake in the population, it seems, in the Marston's Mills River area. The Heron Run by 149, very active, and throughout that area there. And they go over into Katuitt. I'm getting reports off of Putnam Ave. And there's a large population that goes to the walking grounds out there off of Putnam Ave. So they really should exercise caution over that way especially.
Lewis says it is important to keep an eye on your pets. He recommends keeping cats indoors and keeping dogs leashed. The Barnstable Youth Commission is working to raise awareness of the pervasive drug and alcohol problem in our community. The student-led commission met again this week. Director of Leisure Services Patty Machado says this week the group met with Cape Cod Child and Family Networking.
Very open discussion, a lot of questions and answers, but the bottom line that we're finding more and more is the same people are involved in everything that we do. The same parents are involved, the same people are out there trying to figure out what we can do to help. But our kids want our help. They're asking us for help. You know, how can we not pull it together to try and help these young people not end up having these issues? And, you know, we're very fortunate that the commissioners that we have involved are not involved in drugs and alcohol, but they're communicating with those that are. And most kids don't want to be involved in drugs and alcohol. They don't want to. They try it, and then it's like, oh, to fit in, I'll continue doing it. And there's got to be a way to fix this. There's got to be a way to fix this so that kids have another option.
Machado says what impresses her most is the dedication of the young people working towards solutions.
And it's nice that we're sitting down. It's really impressive that the youth are the ones that are saying, hey, we need to do something. Can you help us? We need that to happen. And the Youth Commission had met with the Student Council, who said that that was their number one concern. We met with the police department, we've met with the schools, they've met with now with the Human Services Division, Commission, and you know, we have Jen Cullum, who's their liaison, who's really helped them feel empowered and understand that, you know, they can make a difference by getting involved, and we can if everybody's. And we've got the youth, we've got the schools, we've got the police, we've got the community, human services, all at the table, but we need the parents as well. And we had the DA there involved in it as well at this meeting yesterday, and we have a lot of programs, it seems, that are out there, but we can't seem to get the kids to them, or we don't know how to get them to them. You know, it's like, it's the cool thing not to go to these programs. You know, it's not the cool thing to go to the program, so we need to be more creative, and I think having the kids at the table and letting them tell us what their needs are and how to draw might help.
To learn more about the Youth Commission, you can visit the Town of Barnstable's website. This week, our sports correspondent Brenna McCoubry sat down with the assistant coach for the Barnstable High School gymnastics team. We share that interview with you now.
I'm Brenna McCoubry here with teacher and assistant coach of the girls gymnastics team, Jillian Pacheco. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
So now, where did you go to high school, and is that when you started doing gymnastics?
I went to high school at Barnstable, here at Barnstable High School, and I started doing gymnastics when I was 8 years old.
So you did that right into Barnstable?
Yes, right into Barnstable.
Now, who was your coach when you were doing the gymnastics?
When I started gymnastics, my coach, Duncan Chase, who is still the high school gymnastics coach, was my coach. He had a gym called Gymport, and it was we did very well growing up. So there was a group of 6 or 7 of us when we were going into high school, that our freshman year, he decided, maybe it'd be a good time to become the high school gymnastics coach. So he took over in 1999 when I was a freshman.
Oh, cool. So now, once you came to Barnstable as a teacher, how did you hear about the coaching position?
Well, I'm still affiliated a lot with the gymnastics team. My younger sister did it for 4 years, and I help out coaching from time to time. But the assistant gymnastics coach actually is having a baby.
Oh, okay.
So she asked me this summer if I wanted to do it, and I wasn't quite sure just because I do work at 2 high schools.
Time consuming.
Yeah, and I am in grad school, and I also work at a restaurant.
Very busy. Very busy schedule.
So very, very busy. And then they've asked me, a couple times over the summer and the fall, and then I finally was like, you know what, why not? I love the sport. I love all the girls.
Definitely. So. And coming back to Coach Duncan, you've been with him for so long, so it's kind of nice, familiar face. Back to Coach Duncan, what are his kind of teaching, or not teaching, but coaching techniques? What kind of coach would you say he is?
Well, Duncan is, first of all, he is so loving and caring, and he still has the same jokes he did back in the day.
Hasn't changed much.
No. But, growing, he has a family. It's his wife and 4 girls, so he's used to being around women and knowing how to talk to them and know when they, need a space. He's comfortable. And so coaching a bunch of girls, he knows how to relate to them. But his motto with coaching is, it's fun. If you're thinking too much, if you get a mental block, just walk away, take a breather, and come back, because it's no point of stressing over something.
Right.
But he loves doing fun tricks and skills, and he's just fun, and everything is fun.
Now tell me what your practices entail with Coach Duncan.
The kids first get there, we warm up as a team, stretch together, and then we split off into events. Duncan usually will do bars and vault, and I'll do floor and beam. Duncan, likes the hardcore events.
Would you say floor and beam are your favorite?
No, not at all.
What would be your favorite?
My favorite events, well, me personally coaching, I love floor and beam, but growing up, my favorite events were vault and bars.
What would you say are the team's strengths and weaknesses?
Our strength is definitely the floor exercise. It's being a great team that we are, we always end up last competing on floor, which is our strength, and the girls like to show it off and dance a lot. So that's good. But our weaknesses are bars, and also beam. If the girls get nervous, they fall.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Now, I don't know much about gymnastics and how the meets go, but for scoring-wise, what would be the best score you could get?
The best score you get is a 10-0 start value. The girls usually start off with the score of a 9-6 in gymnastics, and you need to get bonus to get a 10-0 start value. So if they don't have any bonus, they're starting from a lower score, which would eventually result in a lower total.
Right. Now, how do you guys prepare for a meet?
Kind
of look back on the meets before and see what you need to work on?
Yes, we do. And if, we have girls that are struggling in an event, we'll send them to that event. We try not to push too hard, just because a lot of our girls, they work out for the high school team, but also for a club team.
Right.
So they're constantly working out and keeping up with their homework and everything. They tend to get a little stressed.
So the club team that some of the girls are on, is that where you guys do your meets and practices?
Yes, we changed over, like I said, when Duncan took over coaching in 1999 to a gym. But since he sold the gym, the kids now work out at Cape Cod Gymnastics, and it's much safer than the equipment we have here at the high school that we used to have.
Very focused on gymnastics.
Yes, yes.
All right, well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in. For Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Mannel.